don't know if you use that a lot.
No,
Gesture
I do
does,
it because...
And it annoys me.
Why?
I'm like, it's just not...
No, they're called toe beans.
It's not amusing.
It's not
I
to
never
be
found-
amusing.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
No,
This
it isn't.
episode of
They're
the
called
Moisty
toe
Voice, episode 20, brought to you...
Episode 20!
Woo! Hey, double...
Thank you, our 2 subscribers.
Woo.
You're gonna love it.
I do. I watch it.
One of them was Michael, and oh shit, we are doing a lot worse than I thought.
Yeah, but really quick question for all those subscribers out there. The things on the cat's paws, what are those called?
They're toe beans.
Okay, Connor
They
says
are
toe
toe
beans.
beans.
No, that's like used and all.
Nick, what do you call them?
Just toes.
Wrong.
The
Okay.
beans thing. I don't know. It's like
It's not to be cute. It's not to be amusing. They're just toe beans.
like biologically. If I were to bring up like an Encyclopedia Biologica,
It would say
Would you
toe
like
beans.
me to look up what the
Wikipedia cat's toe beans.
if that is like the scientific,
Caterpedia?
etymology about their anatomy, then I'm game. But I'm convinced it's just a cutesy Tumblr thing that I don't find entertaining.
No, that
What the fuck, Tumblr?
What the
No, you
fuck are you
cannot
telling
make
me?
I've
anything
only-
cutesy on
you
Tumblr.
don't get to
I've
make this a
never-
Tumblr thing.
I've never in my life seen or heard anyone calling it toe beans until Tumblr, and then it was saturated with.
I've
toe
been
beans.
hearing it all my life.
Seriously?
Entire life. It's a thing. That's why I'm defending
They're called paw pads.
Well, that's worse than both combined, so that's unacceptable.
Now, here are some common names, such as slippers,
it. No.
spotty paws,
What the fuck? Spotty
coffee
paw.
beans.
Spotty paws. Really? That's somebody looked at their cat's toes and was like, spotty paw.
Yep, that's what I'm calling them.
Spotty paw. Yes. Kitten mittens?
Sure, yeah, no, I
You know
love
what,
my
that-
kitten mittens.
That I'm game for. But spotty paw, that makes me think of the squatty potty. That little bench you put your feet on so your shit goes better.
Oh, I thought you were just like talking about Hobo
No,
Dumpster.
no, it's an actual product. It's like a little stool you put in front of your toilet so you can shit better.
Yeah, your feet are elevated, your bowels are more aligned with your chakras, and your shit just flows.
What the fuck?
Why did you say like you were trying to say chakra and you just said shit?
Chakra.
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 It's your chakra.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Shock and raw.
boom shakaraka. Okay, well, fuck all of that shit. I don't want to hear about you having irritable
I
bowel
don't know
syndrome
why he
and
has
needing
problems
a...
with toe beans, okay?
Yeah, no, it's just Nick has irritable bowels and he
Nick
needs
doesn't
a...
like other people
might.
being happy.
Fair enough.
Oftentimes true.
Nick will go out of way to be unhappy to make someone else unhappy.
I think the most upsetting to you thing I said about just people going about their lives casually and annoying me was in, I think it was like high school. I was like, you ever walk behind someone who's just walking painfully slow and you want to just punch him in the back of the head? And you got real mad about that.
Me?
Yeah. It just really annoyed the hell out of you.
I think the punch him in the back of the head part, because that's pretty fucking excessive.
Yeah, that does seem really excessive.
I clarified not actually like want to do that, but something to get
it
that
sounds like you
effect.
said, I want to punch them in the back of the head.
Like, okay, coming off of this, I'm a psychopath, or I'm a sociopath.
in
I wanna-
Africa.
Yeah.
Only in Africa.
And so, for whatever reason, I want to do a lot of things with decapitated heads. Like, I just
He's
don't
got
know.
a thing with
Oh,
it.
right, that's
It really
right.
gets my creative juices flowing,
It's weird.
Sick.
but,
Sick.
like,
Stop
wha-
coming on those heads.
I'm not gonna ruin them.
no. I'm not gonna ruin the head's orgasm.
Never mind.
But
Where,
yeah,
where
it's
were
like-
you going?
Nick just has a really weird thing for trying to upset people. It's Nick's kink.
No, not
Like,
trying to upset
he's
people.
obsessed.
He's upset because other people are happy, and he wants to cause physical harm upon them so they would no longer be happy.
Only some of them.
which
a lot
ones?
of them. The slow walkers mostly.
Let
There's the
people
day
go at their fucking
walkers,
pace.
the night walkers, the white walkers, and then there's the slow walkers. They're the worst of all of them.
Okay.
ATATs are the best walkers.
What about ATSTs?
Medium okay
ATST's
walkers.
bad. The prequel ATSTs in episode 3 where they're jumping around in Felucia, good.
Those Felucia walkers.
Before
Those
they
weird-
uninstalled their legs.
What?
They uninstalled their legs and now they can't jump.
That's... Wait, what?
What
Oh.
do
You just uninstall some software so now the legs can't do as
Yeah,
good.
but you're not uninstalling the legs.
Yeah, you are.
The leg code.
The leg code. We just pulled out the leg code.
Pull on right chain for right leg. Pull on left chain for left leg.
No, it's literally there's
We
like
used
two
to have
levers.
coding.
It's literally two levers, and you push one leg forward and then the other one, and you just keep going like forward and back, forward and back. It's like a rowing machine.
You just slide.
Yeah, it's
Are
like
you
a rough-
shuffling across the environment like this.
Yes.
You're doing the Cupid shuffle across the environment. To the right. The right. And then the thing just falls over after two rights because its legs shouldn't do that.
Too much. I like walkers. I like the idea of walkers.
They're powerful.
They
But
are.
also, like...
They empower people. That's the
Yeah,
difference.
man. If I'm jumping around, or not jump, if I'm stomping around in an AT-AT going down the street, I'm unstoppable.
Today, yes. However long in the
Tomorrow?
5 years ago, no.
Okay, again, this is
5
just
years
reminding
ago
me
when
of the
everyone had an
Terror-Dozer.
RPG.
Terror-Dozer, though.
Have I told you about the Terror-Dozer?
Did he ever go
I know
on
about Bill Dozer Dotrieve, but I don't know about this Terra-Dozer.
Alright, so Terror-Dozer is the
Oh.
greatest thing to happen to a small town.
Oh, God.
So,
That sounds like it really shouldn't be in a small town, I'm not gonna lie.
okay,
It's
never
something
mind.
that could only happen in a small town.
Yeah. So
Sadly enough.
So essentially, what happened was this guy who owns a muffler factory,
Wow, what an
or
existence.
a muffler shop, where he just sold mufflers and installed mufflers for people. So he owns a store. He's going about his everyday life.
Yeah.
So then, big government, the city government decides, okay,
Little big government.
Yeah.
the city government decides, hey, we're gonna build a building right outside your store. And so he's like, okay. So during construction, they completely block access to his store.
Completely shut down.
Ooh.
Like he cannot.
Can't do that in
No
a small
customers
town.
cannot get their cars to his store.
There's only 12 customers in the town. He
Yeah.
needs all of them.
And so he can't do business, and then they proceed to begin to shut off water to his. This is like a store home. He lives at his store. They shut off water, they shut off power, and they keep doing all this stuff. And he's turning in paperwork after paperwork after paperwork saying, hey, I need you to, like, get them to stop this. I can't live under these conditions that you're forcing onto me. And time goes on, and
Not
he's...
to mention the illegal aspect of the conditions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so time goes on, and nothing's happening,
Okay.
and the situation keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So he sends a letter to the city government, and it's like, hey, if you can just stop what you're doing, give me back my access to my store, turn on water and everything, I won't build a bulldozer and go run rampant on the town. This is a letter.
This is an empty threat if I've ever heard one.
And so then they don't do anything. So then he spends the last remaining pieces of all
The
of his
next
money
2 years,
building a bulldozer with
drives
completely
himself into debt, liquidizes everything, spends the next entire 2 years building this Terror-Dozer.
iron plated, bulletproof. It's
Full
got cameras.
reinforced, has exterior cameras enclosed on the inside, bulletproof, can't stop it. Like actual fucking civilian tank bulldozer.
yeah, it's like made a bat tank, basically.
He
Yes.
yeah. And so then he goes and drives it through City Hall, drives it through the construction company's offices, drives it through the construction town, and just demolishes buildings. And then
destroys everything.
And then eventually a building collapses on top of the bulldozer, and he's trapped inside, and he kills himself.
Mhm.
And he has another letter in there just restating, this is why I did this. I gave every opportunity to stop this, and nothing was done.
It's
When did the construction finish? Was it
Oh,
done by the time
This was
he did
back
all
in
this?
2008.
No, I'm saying so you said 2
Construction
years
was
later.
still in
it
progress.
was still in progress.
Yeah, after 2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
If it was only like a few months or something, but I was like, what kept him driven
Well,
to
even
do
a
it?
few months, you go every day for a few months, no water, no power, no one can access your store.
Well, no, I was just more surprised that 2 years, after they're done, it's just a grudge, a really strongly held grudge, but that only hurts him financially because they've stopped. He has his business back. He has everything back.
Yeah, no, it never improved.
But yeah, no, I'm totally down for it.
I completely support what he did and why he did it. it should never have become necessary. Is the
Oh, no,
thing.
absolutely.
Is that the town was just a corrupt, steaming pile of shit.
It's called taking politics into your own hands.
He did it right.
He just wanted a part of local government.
I want a piece of it.
You
Well,
can
we
run
have
for
this
mayor.
available. I'm taking the building.
You can run for mayor, or you can mow down City Hall. Those are really your options.
It's not really mow down City Hall as plow over City Hall.
Yeah.
You could just level it.
Yeah. Nah, just level with me.
Chandler's made it real easy. That's a lot of glass. That doesn't take
Oh,
much.
don't even
No, it's
talk
all
to
glass but steel and concrete.
me. No, it's a steel concrete building with glass walls, and then there's an entire window with just steel paneling that reflects light into the glass box.
It's an art thing.
It's
a
not an
box.
art thing.
It's
If
an
it,
art thing.
it's a heat
As
project.
someone who appreciates architecture, I see why it's an art thing.
I see why it's an art
I
thing.
don't agree with
You
it
could've-
because it's only like a 3-story building.
It's
you
a
could
human
have
oven.
painted. Yeah, it's a huge fucking oven. You could have painted the steel paneling something else. You could have made plastic paneling instead. Steel paneling just fucking
we
absorbs
can't
the
do
heat.
plastic paneling here.
Yeah, you can.
It'll melt.
We can't do plastic paneling here.
Yeah.
It gets 121 degrees out.
Yeah,
in July.
and you're using steel to absorb the heat. Just
And the
exposed.
windows to reflect it back onto the plastic? Mm-mm. No, we can't do plastic here. It has to be metal.
Yeah, okay, but still, it's why.
No, it's
Because
still
it's
stupid.
an art thing. I'm not saying it's smart. I'm not saying it looks great, but I understand why they did it, and that it works.
So do you also understand why they paid $200,000 for a piece of wrought iron that was just bent into a squiggly shape?
Is that the?
We had $200,000 and we spent it on art.
I showed you Snake at Arizona State.
Yes, you
right?
have. And
No,
we
that's
should
not
make
it.
Worm.
I'm gonna have that follow-up project. When we get the means, Worm is gonna be my legacy.
No, there's a park and ride where we
What's
spent.
park and ride?
At the light rail, you park and then you
park
can
your
hop
car
on
and
the
then
light
you get on
rail.
the light rail and you take public transit.
It's a garage next to
Right,
the
but
light rail.
Why would I do that if I have the car?
You
So
don't
you
want to
don't have to
drive
deal
the
with
car
traffic.
into Phoenix in traffic, like for First Fridays,
Oh, for
where you
Phoenix?
literally
Okay,
can't
okay.
get
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
meant
got
for
you.
Phoenix.
I got you.
During
But
big events,
Makes
it's
sense.
nice.
Good idea.
And so you do that, and they also have buses that stop by that same thing, so if you need to take a different route that's not the light rail.
Okay.
So, at one of the park and rides, this was like back in 2011, 2012, some fucking asshole in the city hall decided, I'm going to hire my brother, and I'm going to give my brother $200,000 for a sculpture. It is a piece of wrought iron bent into a squiggly shape. It's like bent over itself, and that's it. It's like just a straight piece of wrought iron that he superheated, and then...
You know, it really speaks to the culture of Arizona, the plight of the local natives, our relationship with Mexico.
Is this a real thing?
This
It's a powerful
is not,
piece.
This, I'm
Can
not
we build a terror dozer?
Remove this sculpture, or else I will be forced
Remove
to
this
build
sculpture,
a bulldozer.
reimburse $200,000 into our local fucking economy.
Put it towards the schools. Fucking
Christ's
do
sake.
anything. Put it towards the art school so that someone can learn what actual art is.
Squiggly, no.
Arizona needs to learn the lesson that squiggly pieces of material are not art.
We have so many squigglies. All we do is squigglies.
It's the best part.
We got squigglies on the freeways. We got squigglies at ASU.
Well, some of those
in
squigglies
Town
are
Hall.
some of those squigglies are also geckos.
Squiggly geckos. They need to be geometric geckos. Geometric is a new wave.
But like once those
Arizona new wave.
geckos get a little bit older, they're just gonna fall and sag. Then they're gonna turn squiggly.
Geometric can't sag.
Geometric sags all over the place.
Nah, geometric perky as fuck.
You ever seen a saggy square?
You ever see a Tetris block tattooed on someone?
I was gonna say tofu. but-
I'm sorry, let's see. Old Lara Croft, still perky. New Lara Croft, sag. Geometric wins.
This is true. Those N64 models hold up, man.
We're gonna talk about Final Fantasy VII remake now.
No. No Final Fantasy.
If we're gonna talk about boobs in Final Fantasy, we're talking about 10, not 7.
Are there good boobs in 10?
There's-
It's nothing but boobs.
Alright, find me
Okay.
good 10 fan art, put it on sleeves, get me my boob sleeves. I need my anime titty sleeves.
Okay, now hear me out. If I just so happen to say I knew of an image of a character from Final Fantasy X getting fucked by a dog,
Is it Tifa?
Go on.
okay, Connor is interested.
Actually, I feel like
Go
it's...
on.
It's Lulu.
Okay, as I say, that's not the right character, but for some reason you
Is that
say
the one with
fucked
the
by a
scarf?
dog. And the first thing I think is Yuffie for some reason.
Oh, is Yuffie the one with the scarf?
Yeah.
Yes, and the giant shuriken.
Yeah. Who's Lulu?
I'm pulling
A
her
Final
up right
Fantasy
now.
X character, which is why you don't know her.
Pass. Pass. No dog can make her look attractive.
Okay.
You know, most people probably think you're talking about, like, people who, like, you know, like, guys will carry a dog around or, like, walk dogs when they're trying to go get ladies because they're like, oh, he's got a dog. It's like a pickup method. They're going to think you're talking about that, but no, you're saying no amount of dog up in her vag will solve that face.
I mean, there's also anal, alright?
Dog
So
ain't
there's
into
another
it.
character from 10?
See, that one would make sense. Either of those would make sense.
Yeah.
With the
So
dog.
you're fine with Riku. It's just Lulu's got too
Her
much
name's
belts.
Riku?
Her name's Riku.
Yeah,
Why are
it makes
there
things
two
real
Rikus?
messy.
She's also voiced by Tara Strong.
Pass. Tara Strong can't get fucked by a dog.
Lollipop Chainsaw almost
Disagree.
disagrees. Almost.
It
Wait, no.
disagrees.
She did Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah.
Never. She can definitely get fucked by a dog. Right, back on board.
Wait,
Yeah.
when did she do that?
Arkham!
The Arkham
Oh,
games.
right.
You know, I don't care for Arkham, and I at least know that. It is a little bit weird when you think about that Timmy Turner got fucked.
No, I always go to Twilight Sparkle. That's the thing that weirds me out.
Well, so when you say Twilight Sparkle, I recently rewatched that episode of Rick and Morty where, like, it's just all the guest characters.
Uh-huh.
And I just thought about that Tingles.
Tingles.
Yes. That's all I could think about at that moment. I just forgot that My Little Pony existed, and that was good enough for me.
You need to not forget that My Little Pony exists.
You need to forget it ever happened.
I liked My Little Pony.
Didn't
Nope,
a movie
no.
come out recently for My Little Pony?
Either
There are a
came
lot of
out
movies that
or
have come
is
out recently
coming
on My
out.
Little Pony.
Well, I'm
Source
not talking about
Filmmaker
Source
is a
Filmmaker.
booming industry.
I wasn't talking about Source.
For once,
Yeah. Funny enough, one of our conversations didn't involve Source Filmmaker, and someone somehow brought it to Source Filmmaker.
As someone who doesn't enjoy porn, I know a lot about it.
like encyclopedic knowledge or just
Semi
things.
encyclopedic knowledge in terms of any non-live action.
I know a lot about anime porn.
No, if you're talking about like porn, like Pornhub or like
You mean fake
YouPorn, I guess it's
That fake
Pornhub.
shit.
X-Hamster.
Right. If you're talking about any like porn star porn, I don't know shit.
But anime titties.
But if you're talking about that Rule 34, I might know.
Yeah. I feel you.
Please don't.
Feeling good.
For those of you who
Don't
aren't in the
describe
room
what you
with
have
us,
done to me.
You got
just
diddled.
leave it up to the imagination of diddlings.
Tiny
Don't imagine it. Let's just imagine
Just
something
feel
else.
my voice flowing through Connor's
All right,
voice.
how about this?
Let's imagine a good
You order an
Justice League
Uber.
movie.
You get
Okay.
you get in the Uber, and you're like, "Hey, I want to go to the grocery market so I can pick up some flowers for my wife.
Quick
I
question.
should give her
Right.
something nice on the way home."
Is the Uber got like SF, like just Pornhub on like the back seat?
You know what? For you, imagine there's SFM. Sure. All right.
Sure. Okay.
Everybody else, so you're in the Uber and you're going to the market, and your driver is like talking Chinese or whatever. It doesn't matter. And
Singapore's in Malaysia.
I don't fucking. I said Chinese or whatever. I'm pretty sure I covered Malaysian. All right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You get to the market. You get out. You get your flowers. You're like, man, she's gonna be so happy. You get back in the Uber. He's bringing you home. You're undoing your tie. You're relaxing, and then all of a sudden, boom! Fire. Car implodes. Windshield cracks.
Are
You
the
burn to
flowers
death.
okay?
What actually happens
Flowers are actually, it's gonna be, the flowers are on the sidewalk, A-okay, you're dead in the car, and it's
It's
gonna
like,
play somber
you ever
music.
see how in the, like,
But at
the...
least she knows that what my intentions were.
She doesn't visit the scene.
Oh.
No one knows the flowers are involved with it.
Oh.
And she doesn't
Yeah.
visit the scene because your girlfriend's actually just an anime body pillow.
I said wife.
Your wife is an anime body pillow.
No,
That's
she
not
isn't.
legal
That's
in
not
Singapore.
legal in Malaysia.
Is it legal somewhere?
Yes.
Where?
You can
Here?
marry fucking anything in some states.
Now I'm just like waiting for the day.
I
to,
could
like,
go to, I think, Alabama or Arkansas and marry a body pillow.
I guarantee you there's at least one state where you can marry a body pillow.
100%.
So how hard do you think it would be to trick Sean into getting married to the body pillow?
Very hard because he doesn't believe in rings. and anime body pillows prize rings.
They're all about those blood diamonds.
No, cock rings.
Well, both.
Oh, I thought you meant fleshlights sewn into the body pillow.
Yeah, and that's how you put the ring on it. You push your cock ring inside of there. And
Yeah,
leave
you
it
put
in.
the cock ring in the entrance, and then once you hilt, it'll hilt on you.
Too tight.
Well,
And
yeah,
you-
that's a point.
Do not want.
You gotta squeeze. You gotta put one. You gotta have.
Don't fuck
one,
the body pillow. What are you?
So, put one ring on the tip of your dick, so when you push
Uh-huh.
it all the way in there, it's inside the body pillow, and then
Okay.
put the other one on the body pillow, so when you fully go in, it's then on you.
Romantic.
Yeah.
This guy knows
Kill
how to
yourself.
please a pillow.
This is how to please your pillow.
How to please your
to
pillow in
please
10
your
easy
pillow.
steps.
This is a movie now.
Pixar's How to Please Your Pillow.
I was gonna go for like what was that? Like how to
How
please
to-
a man?
How to lose a man in 10 days.
How to lose a body pillow in 10 days.
Washing
Fire,
machine.
fire, washing machine.
Fire.
Too much cum.
Washing,
Washing
machine. A court case about your current wife who says that you can't have married that body pillow and that she deserves
Now, if you're polyamorous.
Yeah, if you're like one of those Mormons.
So I believe
Only
in,
Mormons can be polygamous. Heads up.
I
No, only
believe in
some
free
Oh, did I say
love.
polyamorous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
You fucked.
Now you're offending the wrong group of people for
I'm
the
not
right
offending
reasons.
anybody. I just used the wrong right term.
The
But,
wrong term for the right reasons.
But yeah, no, so Singapore, Uber
Oh, yeah. So
probably knew
they-
that these were recalled
No, they
cars.
did. 100% the managers knew, and they've admitted to it. They leased out, I
1,000.
think, 1,000 recalled cars to Uber drivers, and now the cars have been having the problems that the recall was there for.
They explode.
They've been catching on fire, exploding because of a faulty electrical part.
Originally, what they had decided to do was, after consulting with an experts, they were going to disable the parts, but then leave them in until they could get the replacement parts. However, that didn't work because the parts were disabled inside the cars.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, again, just disabling something doesn't necessarily mean that it's not getting fed power.
So yeah, Uber has caused a lot of problems in Singapore. They brought in 3 experts local to new protocols and everything. So they've reworked the system and put in stuff that should have been there already to try and alleviate the situation. But it's just another bad press for them in a series of bad press they've had.
Yeah, they've been having a not so good year.
This alone wouldn't be bad, and it still isn't that bad, but on top of all the other bad things that have gone on, it's just going to be bigger.
Yeah. I feel like we've talked about this, how, like, Uber's a dying thing.
It's not.
It's
Because Lyft
Their
is
earnings
thriving.
would suggest so, because they put out their report at a loss.
But again, a loss isn't that big.
But
a
it's only
deal.
for the quarter, yeah, and it wasn't. I mean, it was a lot, but it was a recoverable amount. And I guess Uber's money is mostly during like holiday time, so like Q2 is probably the worst time of year for them.
Right.
Yeah, Q2, early Q3.
So I don't know.
I mean, they've got cargo on the way. That's gonna help
Which-
out.
They've got Uber Eats, which now has McDonald's, so
Uber
that's
Eats
a
is
thing.
bad though. A lot of people don't like working for it because
Yeah.
you can't tip Uber Eats.
Grubhub
You can
is
tip
still the
Uber.
better one.
You can tip Uber through the card.
Does anyone do it?
Very seldom.
But I guess it's enough to where, if you're the
Because
driver.
tips weren't originally with Uber, and then sometime recently they put in tips, but it's only through if you paid with the card. Whereas Lyft, you can give cash tips and whatnot.
I mean, you could always give a cash tip.
I don't think anybody would ever turn down just being handed $5.
Yeah, you could, like, a driver can just accept a little bit of money from a passenger. Just a little tip.
Just the tip.
Just a little tip.
You slide into the Uber car and you just slide in your driver. Just the tip.
Let me give you a quick tip.
It's an assless chap's driver's seat.
No, so the seat itself just has a cutout where the driver's ass is.
Yeah.
So like there's
It's
just
really hard to position, actually. There's no place for your legs to go. It's just...
It's got to be some
You
kind
can
of
get
a
on your
weird.
knees.
What?
Right, so the driver's has to be up
Okay,
6 or 8 inches.
You know what? Fuck it. We're just now trying to explain how sex taxis work.
No, sex
You get in the
taxis
back
work
seat.
in that the driver then moves in the back seat and fucks him.
Yeah.
I hurt myself.
By fucking yourself in the backseat of a sex taxi once?
How'd that work?
Did you so you were driving the sex taxi and you pull up on the road, you see yourself outside and you decide, oh, this'll be you're okay, get in, and so you
I
get
don't
in.
fuck me.
And then like you
I
go
pass
through,
on,
it's
I'll
a
pick me
crazy
up.
taxi level and you try to charge them the $138 for all your sick moves that you did. And then it's just, I don't have that money. Is there anything else I can offer you? And then just like immediate
Harvest
pants
their
are
organs.
gone. Yeah. Why don't like
What has an organ harvesting happen more often? I don't know, Michael.
that was honestly what I was gonna ask.
Not a good industry to get into. Train robbing, profitable. Organ
Okay.
harvesting, profitable, but so much more
Now-
work.
What if you
It's not worth
harvest all the organs on a train and put them in like the very back car, and then you decouple that last car and steal that?
What do you mean, what if? Now you have organs.
Yeah, good. What do you do with the organs? Nothing.
You sell them on like the gray market.
Sell them.
Useless.
Are
I don't
you
know.
an XCOM?
Organ trade is not interesting to me.
Well, that depends on whether we're talking the biological or the piano.
Either, honestly.
Are organs pianos?
No.
They're keyboard
they're
based.
actually a wind
Windpipe.
instrument.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel
They're
like
a
they don't
windpipe
classify as
instrument,
pianos.
however, they do have keyboards, so I
Because
would call them.
pianos are strings being hit by tiny
Yeah, I don't
hammers.
see organs in anime, so I feel like it's not piano.
Yeah.
What instruments do you see played in anime?
Pianos and
Piano.
violins.
Well, he hasn't seen K-On!, so...
Oh, you haven't seen K-On! Or that fucking. Have you seen Your Lie in April?
Yes.
Okay, so Your Lie in April was K-On! There's that other fucking like just euphonium show. I cannot remember something. Boku no
Boku
euphonium.
no Pico, euphonium.
Boku no Hero Academia euphonium.
Little boy gets fucked. Also, there's an orchestra.
Did Netflix lose Little Hero Academia?
No.
A Little Witch Academia.
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
No, I
And-
think they fucked up the licensing or something.
I don't think that Little Witch Academia was theirs in the first place. I think they signed a deal for a for a 2-part thing. I don't know.
I don't know about that, because they had the first season. And they were the only place that... No, Hulu had the... Did Hulu have the original OST?
I
Or
don't
not
think so. I don't
OST, but,
remember. This is a really weird anime conversation we weren't prepared for.
No.
How are you not prepared for an anime?
Because Sean's
'Cause-
not here.
Yeah, Sean's not here.
We don't have our resident Little Witch
Witch
Academia
Academia.
expert.
Because like I didn't care for the show.
I like it.
Honest to
Or
God,
the
did not like
episode. The singular 20-something minute
The-
pilot.
There was only one good thing about that episode, in my opinion.
Is it Susie?
It was the bitch who thought she was all that, but then the two people that were beside her that were
Oh,
actually
your
all
whole
that.
thing about side characters who overpower the main character?
Yes, and the main character thinks they're a lot stronger. I love that
It's the
premise.
best gimmick.
It's such a strong gimmick. Because you're standing there and you're like, oh no, don't worry, you guys, I'm gonna save the day. And you just see two side characters' face palms, like, we're gonna have to go save him again. Yep. It's such a good gimmick.
It is. Why don't you appreciate it?
I like the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern method, where it's not that they're more aware, they are more interesting, they're more developed, but they choose to actively not interact with the plot in a way that could matter. So they're just there in the background, knowing everything, predicting everything, and being great, and then just letting the hero get fucked time and time again.
Okay. I much rather
When you say get fucked,
he fucks his mom.
No, he doesn't. He almost results in the death of his mom. He saves his mom.
I didn't say sexually fucking.
you know what else is going on
But
over
no, his
in
mom does die.
His mom
Singapore
dies, yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever?
Sick and what?
You know what else is going on in Singapore or wherever
People are
that is
evading
with
deaths by changing their face.
a Chinese woman undergoes plastic surgery to evade $2.8 million
Right.
of debt.
In the Singapore province of China. I forgot about that.
It's actually in Malaysia.
So she's 59 years old.
Uh-huh.
Like an old woman, all right?
Well, okay. Aging happens exponentially.
Well, not if you're Chinese.
It just happens
She
in
comes
1
across
year.
as like 38.
Yeah.
Like Lucy Liu or whatever.
Isn't Lucy Liu like almost 60?
I thought you were going to say Japanese, and I wouldn't know.
The answer to that is probably no. And probably no. To both of those. I don't think she's 60, and I don't think she's Japanese, so...
But,
anyway.
So it's 25 million yuan.
A lot of money.
Yuan?
At least $20 million, I
Won?
think.
$2.8 million it translates to.
Yeah.
So she decided, hey, I'm not going to pay this because that's a lot of money. So she went, had plastic surgery, changed her face, got new IDs, just changed her identity. Like a bad spy movie.
Funded it all with just borrowed bank cards.
Yeah, all with stolen credit cards.
Borrowed.
Right.
It's not borrowing if you never want to give it back.
If you
Or
don't
if
have
you
the
don't
intention of returning it, it's
And
not
if you
borrowing.
don't ask.
You
No,
don't
if you have
ask.
the intention of returning and you don't ask, it's still borrowing.
It was a very
I
aggressive
just
borrow.
didn't tell you that I was borrowing it because you weren't around. I was right here when you took it. Yeah.
With your back turned?
Yeah, if you had seen it, I would have told you what was going on.
Go into a bank, point a gun at them. Let me borrow all the money. What? I'll bring it back. I just need a small loan.
Walks out.
But I have
walks
terrible
back in,
credit.
Walks back in. I'm here to deposit all this money. Holds a gun up.
My business was successful. How to start a business. MoistyBoiz style. Rob a bank, then bring back the money.
Deposit the money back in the bank.
We're good people.
Just rob a train.
Or just rob a train, because I'm sure there's enough
No one
assets
keeps
on
tracks
it.
of that. The bank is... They're not gonna... That was... Wow. Went past me who said it. No one's gonna like call the bank and be like, hey, so a train was robbed of $8 million. If someone comes in and tries to deposit that, don't take it. It's just gonna be, hey, you walk in like with the bandana around your neck, you've got the leather duster still on. It's just, I would like to deposit this $8 million, ma'am. She would just be, okay, where did it come from? And you'd be like, oh, the train. And she would just, well, the guy's an idiot, but I'll take it.
Where did all this money come from? I got it from the train.
Oh, he must be a rail baron. I read Atlas Shrugged. That makes sense. Deposits the money.
The fact that a rail baron still exists in this day and age.
Trains are
The
still
last
necessary.
rail baron.
That's a movie right there. It's kind of like the last
It's like
Starfighter.
The last. Can we write this?
No, it's sort of
So
like
he
a,
Let's pitch it to Snyder once he gets over his dead daughter.
it's an industrial fantasy film
What-
about
what-
capitalism, libertarianism, but also like high fantasy.
So the last kid that wants to play with model trains is sitting there, and then all of a sudden a portal opens up when he drives the train at a certain speed, and he gets sucked into the portal. Then he comes out, and then it's like, Rail Master, you must build the rails.
Better idea. It's that guy who like that drunk child molester who gets paid $8 an hour to ride in that train in the mall to ferry the kids around.
Wow, that is a legitimate human being you just said that about.
Okay, sure, yeah, because someone's gonna
I
actually
have
do that.
never heard someone hit a nail on the head that hard.
I don't
Well,
want to know
he's-
your views on mall Santas after hearing that.
Mall Santas are way higher up than the mall train guy, okay? In the mall hierarchy, mall Santas are pretty near the top.
They gotta go to Australia half the year.
But this guy's sitting there, and he's, like, driving the kids around, and for whatever reason, like, some slope in the terrain where he just pushes the handle too far, he hits a speed that he had not hit before. The portal opens, he goes through, and he's like, what? Puts a flask away, drool coming down or whatever. Rail Master! You are our savior, we need you! And he, like, dies 10 minutes later in a train-related accident or whatever. But that's
He just doesn't know anything about
he knows
trains.
jack shit, because it's no longer the simple, you push forward, pull back.
And it's all a metaphor for how big business is ruining Papa John's.
Yeah.
We'll actually get Papa Schwenti or
Papa
whatever
the
his
John
name is.
Don.
Papa the John Don Tron in the sun.
He's not racist. He's not the JonTron.
Papa not JonTron.
Papa not JonTron. John.
Jajan Alana Von.
John Johns. The Martian Manhunter.
Papa Martian Manhunter.
Who is not racist.
Who is not racist but is libertarian.
And who funded $1,000 toward Trump's campaign. Is now speaking out against big government because it doesn't like how it's acting upon small businesses. Or, he's not a small business.
He was once.
But he was once.
Back in Germany in 1867.
So his grandfather left Germany in 1867 and moved here, which is what started his family's legacy here.
Yeah.
And that's
the original Papa.
The original Papa.
No, the original Papa's in Flagstaff.
It's kind of weird that a German family creates a pizza restaurant, right?
No. You move to America,
You're
it's
Italian.
no longer about your background, it's just what do you want to do.
So you're saying it's okay if I sell handmade by me #authentic Navajo jewelry?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, so long as
Except for the fact that that's hard illegal.
I mean, I don't care.
Do what you
I'm
want.
not gonna buy it anyways because I'm not about
I'm not about
Turquoise.
that desert stuff.
turquoise. I hate turquoise.
Yeah,
Turquoise is just cheap.
I'm not gonna do something with
You
turquoise.
cheap Native Americans.
Use diamonds.
What is that thing that Dennis says about the girl? Is she works at her family works at a tilapia farm or something in Arizona?
Yeah. No, it's
I've yet to see one, if that's the case.
It was he took her for desert trash, but she was Midwest trash.
Yeah,
Difference.
not much.
I wouldn't fuck Midwest trash. Desert trash maybe.
No. Okay, there's
Maybe. Non-drug desert trash.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you been to Apache Junction?
That's non-drug desert trash maybe.
So non-drug desert trash. What about desert pizza restaurant trash?
Just a really nasty person who lives outside of Papa John's.
Oh,
No,
I thought you were saying because
person
Big
who owns,
Jimmy's
a
is good.
a family-owned pizza restaurant that's really, really small. They don't even have sit-down.
I'm not against that if the pizza's
Just
good.
to count, so an only takeout pizza joint.
I like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Okay,
I don't
So
like
a little
eating at
Caesar,
pizza
a
joints.
family-owned Little Caesars,
sure.
except
You
with
can
a
eat
weight.
at Little Caesars.
Some Little Caesars you can't. Well,
They've got
no, they're
two
not gonna
tables
stop-
in front of them.
They've got two chairs.
Not
You
the
don't
one
have to
that
have
we
a
keep
table.
going to. They got two chairs up against the window,
You can
and a
eat
guy
them.
always staring at you.
Yeah. There's always a guy in line who isn't ordering, but is gonna watch people who are. And Little Caesars doesn't need security. No one's coming out with a gun. Give me 5 hot and readies.
I mean,
How much do you think that anyone has ever robbed a Little Caesars for pizza?
Shit, if it's easy enough, man, save me $30.
I was say
Next time we do game nights.
hard times have come.
Order
upon.
those masks that the ad showed you.
Okay. So I was reading through one of the news stories we were going to talk about. At the very bottom of the page, I just saw this image of a face mask, and it's just
from nose down, bandana style.
Yeah.
so. And then it was just a whole bunch of people with hats, sunglasses, and face masks on, and
Clown
you just,
decal.
clown decal, whatever you want. And it was just buy one get 4 free.
What?
Buy one, get 4 free,
It's
go
the
rob
full-
places.
The full heist sale.
Exactly, it's just the heist sale. So you see, the reason why you get 5 of them all in all, and you only need 4 people to do a heist. You take the 5th one, and you can swap off the mask, and then it wasn't you.
No,
It
you
wasn't
put
me.
the 5th one on one of the hostages.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
You can Joker it. 5th one's
Actually-
for the 5th one's for the getaway driver. You can't forget about the getaway driver.
Yeah, you saw Baby Driver.
Inside Man did it before Dark Knight. It's not Jokering it, it's Clive Owening it.
Can we just I don't know. Can we just do it?
Yeah.
MoistyBoiz it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can MoistyBoiz it.
So, I remember telling you about the time that I walked by and I saw the bank get robbed.
Yeah.
We can just do that.
You didn't.
No, I was telling
do
Nick
anything about it.
Like I told you, if I see the Amber Alert car, I'm not gonna do anything about it.
You're just gonna be like, "Hey, I know."
I'm gonna thumb up.
Well, no. I don't know for a fact whether or not they robbed the place.
Hey man, you ain't no snitch. We get it. You good? I respect that. But I was telling Nick, we need to slap on some GoPros and just film us robbing a train. It's gonna be us with the GoPros on, putting on the clown masks that we got for free. And it's gonna be, we about to MoistyBoiz this Little Caesars. Run in, get the hot and readies, and then it's 3 hours of us playing like Descent.
Police come.
Can we join?
No valor.
No valor.
house rule, no valor.
Wait, hold on. Let me get out the house rule and errata. Bring out a binder.
It's gonna be for Descent. It's a tome. Like with DC Deck Builder, it can fit on one sheet easy because a lot of it is pretty balanced.
1 card, really.
2 cards.
But the thing with the with the Descent is you have to have a page for almost every single instance of rule change we've had.
Oh man, Descent is.
If we ever had to physically write out all the house rules,
we
we've
will.
got for
No, we
Descent,
will, because at some point I am going to want us to play another campaign.
They're in various
by which time
Google
we're
Docs.
going to we're gonna have to go through, scour everything we have.
Oh god, I have the lore Google Docs that I don't think I never shared with you.
Yeah, no, I think you shared it.
You shared it.
Because I know Sean added a bit. But it's gonna be like a half a day effort of going through everything, writing it all down, compiling it, going to the
FedEx.
library, using the color printer.
Do you think game devs hate us for stuff like players who just house rule the bejesus out of their games? Do you think they appreciate or
No, I think game devs appreciate house ruling because it means that the people enjoyed the game and want to play it more to such an extent that they want to fix some aspects to make it enjoyable for them to continue playing it.
Okay.
Is that you delivered such a good concept that people loved it, but the overall,
They had their own personal touch to it so that they connect with it on a
the
deeper
way
level.
you presented the product didn't exactly land with them as well. But when you house rule something maybe to the extent that we have Descent, they might not.
Oh god.
So by that logic, you would say that movie studios would appreciate when we house rules by pirating movies, filming scenes, adding them into the movies, and then re-uploading them to
No,
torrent
that's
sites.
what we
Yes.
did to Descent.
Unless you do it to a heavy extent. If we Descent
As
the
long
movie...
as it's just a little
no.
bit. Just 1 or 2
Yeah,
short
if
scenes.
we DC Deck Builder the movie, yes. If we Descent the movie, no.
So, the difference is, you see that, you know that there's that gif of John Travolta kind of just doing a little
Looking
weird
around.
shoulder shrug?
Yes.
You just add that into a scene of some movie and,
No, that's
no.
way
You
too...
add a full scene of plot affecting things, stuff that actually is tangibly changing the movie for certain viewers, but a very small scene that could very well have been a part of the movie. And then you just put it back
to the
online.
quality of it was a deleted scene that was undeleted.
And then you just put it back online and you let chaos reign.
Okay, now hear me out.
It's like
What
when
if-
they
here's-
released 4 copies of Clue to theaters.
Here's my thought. What if we get Tommy Wiseau to work on
No.
this?
No.
Absolutely not.
Fuck off.
You lost your shares of the MoistyBoiz.
Shares invalidated. Now,
Oh no, what am I gonna do with these zeros?
back onto what the shares are actually costing you money. Heads up. We did you a
Yeah.
favor.
You actually did.
So, instead of doing... So what we want to do is we want to take movies and just edit them to either A, put in a huge plot-changing scene, or B, put in something that you can watch the movie and it'll be the same movie you didn't notice anything, or it's the same exact movie and you notice something in the background. To the effect of the John Travolta shrug. But instead it's like The Great Gatsby, 2013. Any party scene, you take that robot from LMFAO's videos, and it's just back there, shuffling. In every party scene.
So when you cut from one person talking to another,
He's
it's
still
just behind
he's
them.
still in the background. As if there's 2 of them, but it's the same one.
And you know it's the same one.
Yeah,
'cause,
it'll be Gatsby confiding
will-
in Nick and at the party or something. In the background, there's just a robot going ham.
and people are
shuffling
interacting
around.
with it, and then the interactions stay throughout the scenes. So if someone spills a drink on it, you can kind of see the drink being spilt
Yeah.
on there. Whipped cream gets poured on there, it's still on there, and the next time they cut back around.
They pop confetti and 4 scenes later, he's still got a little bit on his shoulder.
And
No,
it's not even
it's
that.
it's quality
yeah,
edits.
okay.
But
Okay.
it's something that you re-release it into the torrent community as just the movie, and people won't know the difference until suddenly they catch, wait a second, this wasn't in the movie. Hey, everybody that has this torrent copy, it's not the real thing.
So now you're making me think. There's that movie that we cannot see for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it got
Or
put
it's
up on
what,
Pirate
like
Bay.
down to 40 or 60 now?
No, it
No.
was done like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, no, because there was one that was in the 70s or 60s that's the same gimmick.
Yeah, no, there's probably that. But
I was
no,
talking about the one that was recently.
Okay.
Like, so like that got put out on Pirate Bay within hours.
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. So still, like, what if that wasn't the final cut that got put out on Pirate Bay? Isn't this exactly what we're talking about?
We're not leaking things. No, very, very different. We're taking movies that have already been released, that are out there, just exist, and changing small aspects of them. To where a lot of our work will just never be noticed.
And then one day someone's going to
Until-
notice, and then it's going to be
It's going to be like 12 years
project.
down the line, it's going to be, hey, there was something added in this movie. They're going to trace it back to the original poster account, and they're going to go through all the other movies that we have hosted.
Oh no, multiple accounts, so that they have to spend
Oh,
days
man, now
upon days watching through just dozens and dozens and dozens.
Are
of
we going to put
films.
the exact same thing in each
No,
one?
no, it's
No,
very
no.
different every movie. We never redo the same thing.
Except maybe the robot.
Except maybe the robot, because I just love that fucking robot.
It's just got to be a specific type of scene that he's in the background of.
Any party scene.
Any
Every
scene?
party he's shuffling. It's
Every
going to
day.
be great.
That's
Whenever
his
the
motto.
character wakes up, you replace their alarm clock with that robot shuffling.
Groundhog Day. But
Oh.
every time he wakes up, it's just a robot.
Every day there's another robot.
I saw a dumb joke where it was like...
There are just 80 robots in his room.
Like, this is the ghost of Groundhog Day! And they're all just screaming about being the ghost of Groundhog Day.
Be great. But it'd be like in Avatar, you'll just in the background, because they've got the walking mechs, putting like ATSTs or something in some scenes. Stuff that still semi-fits the scene it's in,
you know what'd
but
be
doesn't
good?
at all fit
Avatar
the
The
movie.
Last Airbender?
No,
or
Avatar. I said
Okay.
Avatar. Did I say The Last
Avatar.
Airbender?
Okay.
Fuck you.
I was thinking like
Shares
TV
again
show.
revoked.
I was thinking TV show.
We're talking movies.
I forgot Avatar Blue People was a movie.
You? What were you?
No, Avatar. Unless you say The Last Airbender, I go to James Cameron's Avatar.
Every time.
Okay.
Yes.
How about fake Easter eggs? Things that could actually, like putting fake Disney Disney
Okay,
references
okay.
in Pixar films that would totally just trip people up. Be like, oh yeah, we found all the hidden Easter eggs, and like 50% of people know about one, 50% can't find it.
Looper's gonna do a video on it.
I think that would be fun.
That would be more of a dick move, but I appreciate it.
You know what else I would put in? Good content into a Justice League trailer.
Oh.
What do you...
No, this
Why
recent
do
one was
you-
good. The recent one was good.
I don't think
I
the
don't care for
SDCC one was that bad.
Miserable. Hated it so much.
Why?
Was very upset that I was subjected to watching it. It just made everything look worse than... Like, I didn't have like, oh man, this is going to be a huge movie, big expectations. But after seeing that, I somehow went even lower. First of all, Cyborg needs to stop being in the trailers. Like, for extended periods of time. They need to stop showing him.
Why?
Because they screwed it up. It just looks terrible half the time.
he-
The effect does
Have
not
you
look
seen
good.
Injustice?
The game?
Yes.
Okay.
That is exactly what he looks like in Injustice.
He looks bad in a movie.
That's what he's looked like in the last two things. Like, essentially, the character designs have just gone...
I don't think there's a better live-action way to do him.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a
I think
good
they
way.
did a quality Cyborg.
I don't. I just... There's so
They
many
should've just
times where he
opted
just
for
does not
someone
belong.
else.
Well, no, there's just so many times he doesn't belong in the universe that he exists in. Like, he just does not
Yeah.
fit into the screen.
It just...
There's sometimes where it just the effect doesn't look that great. Sometimes it looks fine, but in the trailers they just keep not
the
putting
full
the
face
best ones
mask
in.
kind of kills it for me. Where he gets, like, the full plate over his face.
Also, the bit that they use is just sits in like the Batmobile. Don't worry, Alfred.
No, I
Leave
hate
this
that
one to
scene.
me.
I hate that bit.
I don't know how to
I don't
act.
like that interaction.
That makes me worry. Like, is that seriously how he's going to be the whole time? Is just don't worry, I got this.
No, because they've showed other clips of him speaking in the trailers, and he speaks differently in those clips.
I know. I'm saying
It's
they're
like-
just terrible inconsistency between them. And the SDCC one looked like a huge cluster to me. It looked like it was just very... The way the trailer felt made the film feel convoluted, and like they're just jamming a whole bunch of stuff into it. Because the trailer was messy. The trailer was not cohesive. It was not clean. It was just, here's your heroes. Here's an action. Here's a hero. It's like, what's going on? Is it just going to be a who's who of, you know... You remember Aquaman does that thing with the ocean? You're going to get to see that. Twice. You know how Wonder Woman does that thing with her bracelets? You'll get to see that. You know,
she does that thing where she spins on the ground.
I followed it fine. I made a connection between what they put in the trailer.
I think it's miserable.
As far as I'm concerned, there's just... You can kind of see how much of a clusterfuck like this movie's going to be just because of how different every single trailer is trying to portray the movie. Each one is trying to push that it's a different type of movie.
I disagree entirely. This is not Suicide Squad.
No, I don't feel that. I feel quality, the trailers are all different, but I feel like they all are giving me the same movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some of them are giving me the movie
the first
really
ones
badly.
were really, really serious, and now they're putting in more and more jokes into each of the trailer.
They are putting more humor in, but I don't think it's making me feel like, oh, it'll be a funny movie. It's just making me feel, oh, they realize people are not going to see it if they don't do it, because they're going to be like, great, BVS all over
No,
again.
this final trailer has the least humor of all the Justice League trailers. It's the most serious one. There's more humor in the first one, and there's definitely more humor in the San Diego one.
So what is the humor in the first one?
Well, there were more Flash jokes and Batman jokes, for one. There's a Cyborg to Batman joke.
I don't remember the firstest one.
Well, then that's your problem.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a hot mess, and the trailers are just
No, I think at this point it might be a hot mess. If they didn't bring Joss Whedon on, I was confident in the film. Because there are now $25 million in reshoots, I don't think it's going to be good.
If there's one thing DC's showing, it's they need to stop doing reshoots.
They need to stop spending money to remove Superman's beard.
Mustache.
Beard.
Beard's fair game.
I'm not getting the vibe you guys
They're
are.
just bad trailers.
I disagree.
All of them are just...
Every single one has made me not want to watch it less and less.
Yeah. This last one actually...
Well, I think the main thing here is that you guys never actually expressed that you wanted to see it. You've always had negative things about it.
No, I've
never heard a good thing from you about Justice League.
I don't think it's going to be
good.
Oh,
no. I
want to see it. I really want to see it, and I really want it to be good, and I really want, like, DCU to be a thing, because some of these characters are going to be so cool and so interesting, and the, like, directions they're taking some things really fascinate me. I'm all about Jeremy Irons, so like that alone has always had me crazy about just little things like that. I didn't dislike Batfleck as like an acting thing.
Oh no,
I didn't like. I wasn't crazy on it, but I was like, you know, this was fine. But I just cannot imagine more and more that it's gonna be good. And this last trailer's redeemed the second trailer. I will say that. It's what the second trailer should have been. It's like if they had done that the right way, it would have been the theatrical.
Well, they just shouldn't have leaked the...
They shouldn't have shown the second one, period.
The San Diego one shouldn't have been released.
Yeah, that would be... If they hadn't done that, I would not have the strong sentiments. But I just cannot stand that SDCC one.
Personally, the, like, Superman movies just kind of... I watched Man of Steel recently.
Okay.
Hated it.
Okay.
I couldn't care for it. It's just... It's a very long, drawn-out thing of... So at the same time that I'm doing this, I've been watching Smallville while playing Final Fantasy XIV, and so I decided, well, let's watch Man of Steel, because I've been on this huge Smallville thing. I'm 5-6 seasons into Smallville, and I watched Man of Steel just because I wanted something different, and just didn't like it.
If you're a Superman fan of how he's almost always been... especially early and later Superman, not weird mid-Superman, but if you've ever been like an avid fan of him and his portrayals, I think it's almost impossible to like at BVS, but Man of Steel makes it really hard because it's just, here's dark, somber, muted, desaturated Superman. He's all serious, and it's like, that's what's going on here. That's weird.
It just... The whole thing is just
I think
nothing...
it added quality to the character because Superman is a piece of shit.
You don't like Superman.
Nobody
I don't know.
likes Superman.
There's a lot of
Superman
people.
is
People
a
who like
steaming pile of
Superman
shit.
like him unironically, and that's the worst way to like Superman.
People who like Superman jack off to MLP.
I
Same crowd.
do not like Superman existing. I don't like one. Couldn't care one way or the other about him as a character. I just think he is a series of plot holes and problems for the end of time. His existence in the DC universe means you can't do things without, just always the argument, but Superman.
His
or
villains
he's
are
like
all
the counter,
other Supermen.
He's the counter to, everything. You have things where it's Batman versus Superman.
Realistically,
Unequivocally
Superman wins every time.
Not even real, realistically, I can't even imagine fake scenario. The fake scenarios they come up with are still wrong to me. He's just always, when we were talking about this with the deck builder,
with no access to anything, Superman wins.
Lex Luthor is Superman's arch
In any
nemesis.
fight with access to everything, Superman still wins because he's Superman.
Yeah, fair enough.
We were talking about Lex Luthor is his arch nemesis, and that's such an injustice to him because it's just kryptonite or lose. And even then, probably
if Luthor
lose.
doesn't have kryptonite, he loses. If he has
And he's his
kryptonite, he
arch
still
nemesis.
loses.
I have kryptonite, and by the way, I launched both of these rockets in space, and I put a piece of kryptonite outside of those rockets, so fuck off.
Who are you? I'm Lex Normal Man. What do you have?
Money.
This poison that 40% of the time is effective?
Yeah. No, Superman should have been, because there are a lot of characters between Marvel and DC where they just left them in the past, and they look back at them and they're like, wow, that was stupid. Like Marvel's Namor. Their Aquaman, they don't use him anymore because he's just stupid.
Yeah.
Because Aquaman is also stupid. DC is like, hey, we don't have, almost anything beyond Batman, so we gotta cling to everything else we've got. Let's never let go of Superman, because he'll probably keep making us money.
Batman is amazing because of his villains more than anything, but he's still amazing.
No, the Batman verse is arguably the greatest comic book universe.
Without the villains,
There's too much going on.
It's nowhere near as good. It's still better than Superman.
There's so much going on in the Batman universe that Batman doesn't even have to be involved nowadays.
And he
Yeah,
doesn't.
no,
Suicide Squad.
Batman
We don't need
verse,
Batman
he
for
can,
that.
without Batman, still exists as its own thing, and that's what I love about it. Well, we apologize for those technical difficulties that ended that little bit of rant. The safe thing to say is that Superman sucks.
Superman sucks.
Trash character. DC should have dropped him.
Terrible villains.
Batman's-
There's his big problem. Mr. Mixelplex or whatever, who's defeated with you can say his name backwards.
Yeah.
Or get him to say his name backwards.
Luthor.
Bizarro, half the
Superman.
time is terrible.
Bizarro, 80% of the time is terrible.
Apocalypse.
Luthor's miserable.
Apocalypse is a planet.
Darkseid? Is that a Superman villain?
I don't...
He's a Justice League villain.
Okay.
Doomsday, that's what I'm thinking
Solomon Grundy.
Grundy's,
So-
he's pretty
of.
universal.
Swamp,
Yeah.
man. That's a swamp thing.
He's in the Batman verse a lot.
Yeah.
Basically, all of his good ones exist elsewhere.
Yeah. No,
is-
all
is
the
kinda
hard
the
Superman
key.
villains suck. General Zod sucks. Luthor, who exists elsewhere, still sucks.
So bad.
Doomsday is just...
Such a waste of it.
Doomsday isn't as trash as the others, but he's not quality.
They should have just canned him when it was safe to.
Yeah.
When, America no longer needed the metaphor he stood for.
Yeah.
And his political purpose was served. Should have canned him immediately.
They had a good 20-year stretch where they could have canned anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And they did some people, and they
Yeah.
didn't him.
And that was the mistake.
Huge mistake. Wonder Woman, without rewriting, also should have gone. Because she's basically female Superman in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways, but I can at least appreciate her origins of some weird kinky dude was just like, I'm going to put all these repressed sexual frustrations into a character, and I'm going to just make BDSM a symbol of American hope.
I love it.
I can appreciate that.
I love it.
And then I'm going to invent the lie detector. Oh, wait, no, the lie detector happened before Wonder Woman.
The lie detector is
Either way.
also fake, so...
I don't like bondage unless it's in Christmas lights. Unless you're using the small little light ropes.
Strings?
Yeah,
So
that,
you're
that have
saying-
like the multicolored bulbs. Unless you're using those, I'm not about it.
On Christmas, when Pornhub, all of the front videos are like Santas and Christmas light bondage, you're just like... this
Santa's
is-
a turnoff.
this
Santa is not a sexual object.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I'd
I mean,
agree
I
with that.
agree. The content would say otherwise, but I agree.
Well, okay. You've got to think.
Yeah, girl, dress up as that fat man.
How long do you think it takes to film like a movie parody of a porno, or a movie porno?
A porno parody of a
porno
movie.
parody of a movie.
Oh, it's gotta
6
be.
to 8 months.
I wouldn't give it that much.
I
Because
would
they
say,
gotta get funding.
They've got the funding already. The studios who are doing it have the money already.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
So I would say probably 2 months.
Yeah, honestly, 3 months.
I
easy.
would say 3 or 4 then.
Somewhere between
You're
2 and 4
forgetting about
months.
the $2,500 reshoots.
They gotta.
I love how it scales.
They gotta CG out the pubic hair mustache.
So now, here's my thought
he
on
needed
this.
it for the porn parody of Mission Impossible.
Do they like take the trailers and do they like film all the sex scenes before the movie comes out? Then the movie comes out day one, and they go and then they film all of the all the other things that happen afterwards.
Maybe, if that's how they do it. Otherwise, I think it's they go see the movie, opening day, say, alright, what
Here's our
kind of
script.
parody can we run off of this? And then they write it, spend, a week and a half writing
Oh
it.
no.
Week.
Well, no, it's a week.
most.
Alright, so
That
Suicide
also
Squad
includes
timeline.
choreography.
Run it through 40 different porn trailer companies. Half the movie's cut in the end.
I would say what they probably do is they probably get their base, because there's very little original films, so they have the source material. They've
Yeah.
got the books, the original comics, whatever. They do
But
what they
it's not
can.
off the movie. People are
Well,
watching
no,
it
I'm
because they
thinking
saw
like
the
Alien
movie.
They get their,
Covenant.
they get their sex scenes, I think. They get most of it out of the way, and then after they've seen it, the reshoots are for like parody one-liners from the film, like the "I'm always angry" from Avengers.
I'm always horny.
They reshoot and they put that stuff like that in.
Okay.
What were you saying about Covenant?
I was just saying, I'm pretty sure there's an Alien Covenant porno out there.
There's a
No,
David.
there
on
are
David.
alien pornos.
Okay.
I don't know about Covenant.
You're saying they don't have a Fassbender impersonator on Fassbender impersonator porno?
They probably have an X-Men porno. With a new X-Men.
But I'm saying 2 Fassbender impersonators who are also porn stars
Going to town.
who are also happen to be into
Maybe
gay.
the Snowman is evil twin Fassbender and we'll get weird gore porn.
Okay.
Then we'll get your double twin.
There we go.
I just don't think anybody's gonna make a Covenant porn.
The future of Michael Fassbender porn is bright.